What is up, guys? This is going to be my review for Supergirl Season 3, Episode 5, titled Damage. I think this might actually be the first great season of Supergirl because so far this season has had nothing but good episodes and great episodes, and this episode continues that streak. This episode, like last episode, is using something that happened in a previous season to propel the plot of the episode, and I love it when they do that. Morgan Edge is back and is a great villain just like Episode 1, but this time they didn't force you to hate him. They called him a sleazebag once, but mostly the episode just naturally made you love to hate him because he poisoned children. So it's pretty obvious he's a bad guy. You don't need to tell us. You don't need to have the characters say he's a bad guy like they did in Episode 1, and they didn't do that now, and that's definitely a plus. Edge taking his revenge on Lena by actually making her think that she poisoned those children was genius, and it makes Edge a much better villain. He definitely feels like Maxwell Lord, but even more despicable, and he might even be a better villain, and that's saying a lot because Maxwell Lord is probably the best Supergirl villain up until now, and Morgan Edge might be just as good. And the whole story with him and Lena was just a great story in general. Last episode set up the breakup of Alex and Maggie, and this episode followed through. I really didn't expect it to happen the very next episode, but I'm glad it did. The sooner they got rid of that relationship, the better. That relationship completely bogged up Season 2. It made Season 2 so much worse than it could have been. But I thought they did a really good job of breaking them up. They made it believable and even a little bit emotional, even though I didn't really care that they broke up. So they did a great job at that, although I think that they shouldn't have spent so much time on that storyline this episode because the Lena story was a lot more interesting, and this episode just had a little bit, this storyline had a little bit too much screen time. That took away from that storyline screen time, which would have been so much more interesting. I love the little hints and clues of Rain in each episode, like when Kara said she was adopted, and then Sam, that's what people are calling her now, Sam said she was adopted too, and that just made me think, oh wait, they're both from Krypton, that's crazy. And then the big one where she was actually hit by a bullet and nobody noticed and she was unaffected. That was a really cool hint. They're doing this every single episode. They're giving us a huge hint. We all know who actually is Rain, but they're setting it up every single episode, and I'm so glad that Supergirl is finally doing a clear main villain from the start. Because honestly, Season 1, I heard that they were planning on ending the season on the episode that Astra died, so they had to come up with a new villain. So they just chose Non. But in Season 2, they just made it up as they went. So Season 3 having a clear villain from the start is great. I really like that they are building the friendship between Kara and Sam. It's going to make her transformation into Rain so much more intense. It might even be a lot like Slade, where he and Oliver were friends at the beginning, but then something turned them evil and made them enemies. Supergirl might be doing the same thing, and that's really exciting. So in conclusion, this episode continues the streak of having nothing but good and great episodes in Season 3. Morgan Edge was in an even better villain than in Episode 1, and the whole storyline with him and Lena was really interesting. And then the Sanvers breakup was believable, but I thought they spent a little bit too much time on that. And then Rain being even more set up is really exciting. I give this episode an 8.5 out of 10. I really like this episode. I thought it was nothing special, but still pretty good. But what do you think about the episode? Let me know in the comments down below and vote on the top right corner of the video. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.